Okay, unfortunately this is another graphing assignment. You only have 4 of them to do, but you need to watch here, okay? After the first 4, then problems start to arise, okay? So I'm going to graph y equals 1/2 x minus 4. The y is by itself, great, you got your m and b. So slope y int. So the slope is 1/2, the y-intercept's -4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Slope 1/2, so remember that's rise over run. So it's a rise of 1, run of 2. So up 1, forward 2, up 1, forward 2. So take your ruler, graph that. Okay, next one. Y equals -3/5 x plus 3. So MB, you got the y by itself. That's going to be an issue later on, but for now I have it. Okay, so slope -3/5, y-intercept's 3. So y, 1, 2, 3. Then -3/5, so that would be rise over run. So it'd be down and forward because it's negative. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No room, so just go with 2. Now we'll put arrows on both ends of your lines. Okay, MB, slope y int. Okay, so slope 7. You need that in ratio form, so you put a 1 under it, and then -3 is your y-intercept. So on the y-axis, you got 1, 2, 3. Then it's rise over run, so it would be forward 1, but up 7. As I'm doing that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, forward 1. That's it. Okay. Next one. So you get M and B. Okay. So slope y int. So slope's -2. Y-intercept 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Place a 1 under that, so it's forward 1, down 2. It's rise over run. Okay, now the game's going to change. Okay. Because now we start getting equations we have to graph when the y is not by itself. So we have 4x minus 5y equals 10. Okay, the y has to be by itself, so you're going to make a wall on the side of the y, dot it, make that plus negative. You do not want that number as a negative, okay? So you make it positive, you switch the outsides to the opposite, so -4, -10, okay? Now you get rid of your -4x, you add 4x, then you make a 0x over there. If you don't have a place to put it, you make your 0, and then you add 4x there. So you line up your equals, you have 5 times y. You got to put your x's first. Don't put -10 first, put 4x first, plus -10. Now, I divide every one of these by 5. If you get a decimal when you divide, which 4 divided by 5 is a decimal, you need to keep it as a fraction. The -10 divided by 5 is -2. Okay. So slope y-intercept, because now I have the m and the b because the y is by itself. Okay, so slope's 4/5 and -2 is the y-intercept. Y mx b. Okay, so I go down to -1, -2. Slope's 4/5, so again that's rise over run, so it's forward 5. That's why you make that a positive, okay? That's why that has to be a positive, because that ends up being the run, and we always run forward, okay? And the rise of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you can't do it again, oh well, okay? 2 points, good enough. Okay, next problem. -3x plus 7y equals 14. You ain't doing m and b unless the y is over there all by itself. It's not, so I dot and circle. That's a positive, so I don't have to change the signs. Okay? So I plus 3x. Then I make a 0x and add 3x there. Okay? You don't have an x, you make a 0x. So we got 7 times y. It's going to be 3x plus 14. Now I divide every single one of these by 7, so then I can cross those out, and now the y is by itself. Okay. 3 divided by 7 is a decimal, so you keep that as a fraction exactly as it is. 14 divided by 7 is 2. So you got your m and your b now. Y equals mx plus b. Okay, so the slope is 3/7. The y-intercept's plus 2. So 1, 2. Okay, 3/7. So that's going to be up 3, forward 7. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you can't do it again. That's okay. Can't get 3 points, that's just fine. So there's your line, okay? Next problem. X minus y equals -6. So the y is not by itself, so I apply 1's in front, plus negative, dot circle, okay? That cannot be a negative in that circle, okay? The y cannot be negative. So you make it positive 1 times y, that'll be -1x, and positive 6. You just switch everything to its opposite, and now you can start to roll. Plus 1x, you make a 0x over there, and add 1x there. Okay, so you got 1 times y, so it's going to be 1x plus 6. Then you divide everything by 1. Okay, 1 divided by 1 is 1, so 1x, 6 divided by 1 is 6. So if I don't get decimals, I divide them. Now y is by itself, so I now have m and b. Remember, the only thing on that side of the wall should be y, okay? So slope, y int. So slope is 1, y-intercept is 6. Put a 1 under that slope so it's in ratio form. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then rise over run. So it's up and forward. Okay, right there. Next one. 2x minus 3y equals 6. Alright, so again, the y has to be on that side all by itself. So plus negative, dot circle on the y. You have a negative in there. It has to be positive, but then the 2 and the 6 have to go to opposite. -2, -6. Now I can add 2x. You don't have an x over there, so you make your own 0x. Okay, so it's going to be 2x plus negative 6. Okay, then I divide everything by 3. Now y is by itself. 2 divided by 3 is a decimal, so you keep it in fraction form. Negative 6 divided by 3 ain't a decimal, it's negative 2. Okay, so MB. See, that's the whole point in rearranging this. So slope y-int. So slope is 2/3. Negative 2 is your y-intercept. So negative 1, negative 2. 2/3 is your slope. Okay, so that'd be forward 3, up 2. I'd do the up 2 first, but if you want to do forward 3 first, that's fine. Just remember to go up 2. That's the equation of the line. Okay, next up. Negative 5x plus 2y equals 12. Is y by itself? No, it ain't even close, okay? So I dot the y, circle it, that's a negative 5 there. You got a positive 2, so don't change the signs, okay? Get rid of the negative 5x plus 5x, make a 0x and add 5x there. So 2 times y, so it's going to be 5x plus 12. Divide everything by 2. 5 divided by 2 is a decimal, so I keep it 5 over 2x. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Okay. Now the y is by itself, so I have my m and my b on the other side. Slope, y-intercept. So the slope is 5 over 2. The y-intercept is plus 6. So forward 2 of 5. That's off the graph, so just go up there somewhere. Okay. Okay, next one. Negative 6x plus 2y equals negative 6. Okay, you have to isolate the y to graph this. So, dot circle your y, make that plus negative, and then dot circle. Okay, it's already a positive 2, so that's good. Okay, so I add 6x because it's negative. So I make an x over there with 0, so I have a place where I can put plus 6x. So equals, you got 2 times y, 0 plus 6 is 6x, and plus the negative 6 that was already there. Then I divide all these by 2. Okay, 6 divided by 2 is 3, 3x. Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. So now I have my m and I have my b. Okay. As soon as that y is all by itself, you label your mb. So slope y-int. So the slope is 3. The y-intercept's negative 3. That needs to go over 1 then. Okay, so on the y-axis, 1, 2, 3. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So my slope, 3 over 1. So that's rise over run. So it'd be up 3, forward 1. Okay, there you go. Okay, next one, 6x minus 5y equals 10. get that plus negative. Okay, wall, dot, circle. Okay, you got a -5, so that's not going to work. You need to make that positive because that later on becomes the run on my slope. It needs to be forward, okay? But then the 6 goes negative and the 10 goes negative. Now, add your 6x. You make a 0x over there and add 6x, okay? So it's going to be 6x plus -10. Then divide everything by 5. 6 divided by 5 is a decimal, so that'll stay 6 over 5x. -10 divided by 5 is -2. Okay. MB. Okay. So slope 6 over 5, -2 is your y-intercept. So -2. Then it's rise over run, so it would be up 6 over forward 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, can't do it again, so that's good enough. Okay, -4x plus 3y equals 6. Alright, so I have to get the y by itself, because right now it's not. Dot it and circle it. At least it's positive, okay? You can make that plus negative. Okay, since that's positive 3, okay, we don't need to change the signs. We start getting rid of the x. So 3 times y, 4x plus 6, okay? Then I divide everything by 3. Four divided by 3 is a decimal, so you need to keep that as a fraction, and that's your m. 6 divided by 3 is 2, that's your b. Okay, now you're good. So slope, y-int. So slope's 4 over 3, y-intercept is 2. So 2, rise over run, so that would be up 4, forward 3. Okay, just like that. Remember, your y has to be by itself. You dot and circle the y. If you have a negative in that circle, you have to switch the signs. Okay, if not, you leave it alone. Then you get rid of the x by adding, subtracting, making it 0, then dividing everything by what's in front of the y.